Hello everyone, welcome back to Learn Web Coding. My name is Durgesh Sahani, and in this second episode of our Solid Principles in PHP series, we are going to learn the single responsibility principle in PHP. In the previous video, we started the Solid series with a practical overview. In this video, we are beginning the detailed breakdown of those principles one by one, starting with the single responsibility principle. Before jumping into the code, let me quickly show you what we are going to cover in this video. What single responsibility principle means in PHP, why one class should have only one reason to change, how to separate invoice generation, storage, and email sending, how smaller focus classes improve maintainability, how to keep application flow clean without mixing responsibilities, and finally how to run and verify the output from the terminal. So let us start with a practical example. Suppose we are building a simple invoice process where we need to generate invoice data, save it, and send an email to the customer. If one class tries to generate the invoice, save it in the database, and send the email as well, that class will have too many reasons to change. The single responsibility principle tells us that one class should handle one responsibility only. The first class I am creating is invoice generator. This class is responsible only for creating invoice data. Inside the generate method, I am preparing the invoice array. Notice that this class is not saving anything and it is not sending emails. It is focused on just one job. Now I am creating the invoice repository class. This class is responsible only for saving invoice data. Here inside the save method, I am returning a save message. This keeps storage logic separate from the rest of the application flow. Next, I am creating the invoice mailer class. This class is responsible only for sending the invoice email. Inside the send method, I am returning the mail confirmation message. Again, this class has one clear responsibility. Now I am creating the invoice service class. This class does not replace the other responsibilities. Instead, it coordinates them together. Inside the constructor, I am injecting the generator, repository, and mailer classes. This keeps the design clean and makes each class easier to understand and maintain. And here inside the process method, I am combining the flow by generating the invoice first, then saving it, and then sending the email, while each action still stays in its own class. Finally, inside the index file, I am including all the required classes so we can test the complete SRP example from the terminal. Now I am creating the service object, passing the focus classes, and then executing the process method. I am also adding a small guide so we can clearly see which class owns which responsibility. Now let me add a short comment guide so we can connect each class with its single responsibility while reading the code. Here, invoice generator is responsible only for creating the invoice data. Invoice repository is responsible only for storing the invoice data. Invoice mailer is responsible only for sending the invoice email. And invoice service is responsible only for coordinating the complete flow. Now I am printing the save message, the email message, and the invoice number, so we can verify the working flow from the terminal. Let us run the code from the terminal and check the output. You can see that each part of the flow works clearly and every class has one focused responsibility. That is exactly the goal of the single responsibility principle. So to summarize this video, we separated invoice generation, invoice storage, invoice email, and application flow into dedicated classes, which makes the design cleaner and easier to maintain. This principle is extremely useful in real projects because it reduces side effects, makes testing easier, and helps you update one part of the system without breaking unrelated parts. That is all for this video. In the next session, we will continue with another important solid principle and learn the open-closed principle in PHP. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Share this video with other PHP developers and do not forget to subscribe to Learn Web Coding for future updates.